This
Thank you so
conference will
much.
now be recorded.
Okay, so what I'll do is, Rodrigo, thanks, Rodrigo. So let me share the screen with you folks. So everybody please mute yourself, or I will have to mute you all. Please, mute yourself. And then whenever you have a question, you can always ask me, not an issue. But make sure, we are coming to a logical conclusion of that particular part before, you guys can raise a question. Or what you can do is simply post your questions on the chat window. Okay. So which is there on the right hand corner. Now on the chat window, I'm saying hi. Okay. Just that you know, there is something called a chat window at the uh, uh, on the right hand corner of your GoToMeeting. Okay, you can always post your questions over there. And right now I can see close to 25 students. So guys, please mute yourself. Okay, the only reason why I'm not muting you all is so that you can feel free to ask the questions. Okay, so let me hide all of them. Okay, let me give a briefing about myself, okay, and little bit about Isha. I'm not going to consume too much of your time, okay, just 1 or 2 minutes, okay, just that you know who you are, I mean, who is giving this training or, the free webinar. So my name is Kumar Gupta, okay, so I am the head of Isha Training Solutions, okay. Okay, so we are Isha Training Solutions are completely um, we do all the trainings in the performance testing area. Okay, this includes app dynamics, performance engineering, uh, Dynatrace, and also performance testing tools like NeoLoad, LoadRunner, Jmeter, Oats, Gatling, and we do other as well other than performance testing like Selenium, all that as well. So, but mainly we focus on performance testing. So this course that we have today is a free webinar. It can last from 1 hour to 1.5 hours. Okay, so just be patient for this 1 hour, 1.5 hours. I would like these sessions to be a do play, which means that you can always disturb me and ask the questions. But there are a lot of students here, close to 40 students. Let's see if this works. Okay, so the do play thing works. And okay, so today we're going to talk about something called LoadRunner Cloud. Okay, so this is also called as StormRunner Load. Okay, the tool is also called as StormRunner Load or LoadRunner Cloud. Okay, so and then the expectations, or I would say prerequisites, or to start this session. I have never said this anywhere, but I have to set it here. Okay, is you have a basic knowledge of LoadRunner, prior basic knowledge of LoadRunner. So guys, please mute yourself, whoever are joining, okay, to make sure this 1.5 hours is effective to you. Okay, then you have to have a basic knowledge of LoadRunner, or you have a working knowledge of LoadRunner. Okay, working knowledge of LoadRunner or Performance Center. Okay, I would say PC here. So either of them. Okay, if you have this knowledge, then this 1.5 hours will be useful to you. Or minimum, okay, minimum you have to have performance testing knowledge. Okay, some sort of performance testing knowledge. Okay, like maybe on Gatling, maybe on NeoLoad, maybe on Jmeter. Okay, then you will be able to understand at least 50 to 60%. Okay, so 50 to 60%, but you have a prior knowledge of LoadRunner. You need not have to be an expert. Okay, or Performance Center, then you will be able to understand this course 100%. Okay, so these are the expectations, just that you know. Okay, now we will jump into this LoadRunner Cloud or StormRunner Load. Okay, again, the new folks who are joining now, okay, please mute yourself. Okay, please mute yourself. and you wanted this recorded video. As you can see, I'm recording this session. You wanted this recorded video. Please leave your email address and WhatsApp number on the chat window. We will send you on the WhatsApp number on the chat window the recorded session. Okay, before I start, you wanted the recorded session for this video. Okay, then please leave your WhatsApp number on the chat window. Okay, uh, this is what I would request you guys. Or if you're not comfortable leaving your WhatsApp number on the chat window, okay, so what you can do is okay, you can just WhatsApp me. Okay, WhatsApp me directly. Okay, on this number +91 okay 801-995-2427. Oh, my number is gone. Okay, hang on. Okay, 801-995-2427. That's the number. Okay, I'm putting this on the chat window as well, just in case. Okay, you wanted it. So there you go, guys. So let's get started. Okay, now as I've told you, you have to have some prior knowledge of LoadRunner, assuming that I will start this session. Okay, so first let's try to understand the difference between okay LoadRunner. Okay, going forward I'll be using LR. Okay, and StormRunner load. Okay, so I'll say SL. Okay, or STL. Okay, I don't know if this is a popular terminology or not. Okay, just to make my life simple, I'm just saying STL, which is the StormRunner load, or let me say as LoadRunner cloud. Okay, LRC. Okay, LoadRunner cloud. So what is the difference between these two tools? Okay, I would say the difference is less than 5%, or I would say the difference is less than 10%. Okay, if you know LoadRunner, okay, learning this LoadRunner cloud will take usually 5 to 10 minutes. Okay, that's about it. But I'm not gonna limit the session to 5 to 10 minutes because you will be exploring it. Okay, let's try to explore as much as we could. Okay, now on the high level, in a layman's language, okay, let's try to understand the difference between LoadRunner. Okay, LoadRunner is like your house, okay, that you have purchased, or I would say your own house, okay, that you have purchased. Okay, that you have purchased. Okay, so basically once you purchase your house, okay, that's yours. You can open your doors any number of times, you can use the house any number of times and for any number of months, for any number of years. Okay, so you can use the way you want. Okay, so this is exactly like your LoadRunner. Okay, so once you purchase the LoadRunner, or I would say the licensing, the user licensing, okay, for LoadRunner, okay, let's say you have purchased this 1,000 users. Okay, you purchased the 1,000 users. Okay, so you can run any number of tests. Okay, so let's say on a day you wanted to run 3 tests, nobody is going to stop you. Okay, in a year you wanted to run, let's say 1,000 tests, nobody is going to stop you, nobody is going to charge you more, because these licenses that you have purchased, okay, this is for the lifetime. Okay, and there is no restrictions on the number of times that you can run a load test for. Okay, so you can run any number of tests any number of times and for lifetime. Okay, and for lifetime, this is like just like your own house. Okay, so this is more like your LoadRunner. Okay, this is more like your LoadRunner. Okay, I'm keeping a watch on the chat window as I'm telling this, as I am speaking to you guys, because if you have any questions, you post it over there. Okay, that's the whole idea, for me to keep a watch on the chat window. Okay, so this is like your LoadRunner. And some of you might feel that, you know, my lectures are very slow. Okay, this is too slow for you, and I'm repeating the same thing multiple times, but you have to bear with me, guys, because that's what I am, that's what I'll teach. Okay, um, now the LoadRunner cloud or the StormRunner load is like your motel. Okay, in India you call this as hotel. Okay, so in a hotel or a motel, or a motel, what do? You rent the motel, okay, for one day. Okay, so you're gonna use that motel for only that one day. Okay, not more than that, not more than that. The next day you want it, you have to renew it or you have to pay more. Okay, so whatever the room that you're living, or whatever the room that you have hired in the motel or you have taken in the motel, that will be there for only for that one day. Okay, so you own that room only for that one day, not more than that, not more than that. So this LoadRunner cloud is just like that, is just like that, guys. So you're not going to purchase this 1,000 users for lifetime. Okay, so for lifetime, but what you will do, you will purchase this 1,000 users or whatever the users for one day, for one day. Okay, obviously the prices will be different for the lifetime. Maybe the prices might run into, I don't know. Okay, I never purchased or never got involved, but once I know I did happen to do some, some purchasing or involved in that activity. So probably maybe $100,000 maybe. Okay, for 1,000 users, or maybe more than that. Okay, maybe 100,000 or maybe more than that. Okay, maybe if you're buying it for one day. Okay, these are dollars, guys, if you're wondering. Okay, and this is not this is close to the realistic number only. Okay, not exactly accurate, but something close to the realistic number only. Okay, so let me zoom this one in, guys. Okay, so that you have a better look at this one. Okay, so yeah, I hope you're looking at this now. uh, is this is this clear to you guys, my screen? Are you able to see it? Can somebody please put it in the chat window? Is it clear? Yeah. Okay, but for 1,000 users for one day will be far less than that. I don't know, maybe the numbers will be less than that, maybe $20,000. Okay, or something like that. Okay, the numbers are different and it's huge. Okay, if you want to own those 1,000 users for lifetime, it is extremely expensive, but you wanted to own it for one day, it is very less. Okay, so this is the difference between a LoadRunner cloud, which is the StormRunner load. Okay, let me, instead of using LoadRunner cloud, let me use the word StormRunner load. Okay, so this is the difference between the StormRunner load and the LoadRunner itself. Okay, and the LoadRunner itself. Okay, are we clear with this, guys? Are we clear so far, everybody? Are we clear with this one? Any questions? Any questions? Okay. Okay, fine. So I don't see any questions on the chat window. Neither it's too difficult, these concepts to understand. Okay, so this is the difference. Now you might be asking, why would somebody want to purchase the license for one day? Maybe if they have any activity, they would wanted to do the test for multiple days or multiple times. Why would somebody wants to purchase this virtual users for one day? Okay, there are a lot of companies that do it, guys. Okay, let me give a case study. Okay, let me give a case study. Okay, so I don't wanted to reveal the company name, okay, since it's confidential. Just recently I was involved, okay, involved in a performance testing activity as an Isha Training Solutions. We also implement projects for different companies. Okay, so we had to do a standard load test for, in India it's called 4 lakhs, or it's a 400,000 users. Okay, so this is a huge number, guys. Imagine you wanted to buy the licenses, like a lifetime licenses for 4,000 users, 400,000 users. It will skyrocket the prices. It will be huge. Maybe it might run into millions. Okay, and nobody can afford that kind of money just for a performance testing or a load testing activity. Okay, so we had to do a load testing activity for 4,000 users, for 400,000 users. Okay, and the application is actually an application which is used by students, okay, to write the exams. Okay, in one of those countries, I don't want to reveal the name of the country as well. Okay, so in one of the countries, they are planning for the exam, and it's a countrywide exam, and all the students will log in and take the exam at the same time, and they're expecting that 400,000 users or the students will log into that application and use it for 2 hours. Okay, this is what the activity, and they wanted to do the load test only once. Okay, the application is ready. They did a basic load test with 1,000 users. Okay, and they're happy with the outcome and all that. Okay, they checked their load balancers. Okay, there were multiple load balancers, and they checked the connections and everything possible on the server, and the application is there on the cloud. Okay, it's hosted on the cloud. Everything is good to go. Okay, so they just before the actual test begins, okay, they wanted to do a load test with 400,000 users, and imagine buying the licenses for lifetime. Okay, there are two things. If you want to buy the license for lifetime, okay, so it's huge money invested, and these guys not gonna use this again. Maybe if possible, maybe one more round of tests sometime in the future. Okay, but that's about it. So it's only one-time activity, and the numbers is huge. So they went for the StormRunner load. They went for the StormRunner load, and I was involved in the purchasing activity. Okay, so we purchased 400,000 users. Okay, and let me tell you how we have purchased. Okay, so in StormRunner load, I'm going to show you the pane right away. Okay, so don't get overwhelmed, guys. I'm going to come back to this screen at the later point of time, and I'm going to show you again. But right now, I'm going to show you how the users will be. Okay, so the licensing will be. Okay, so oh my God, I have only one virtual user available now. I don't know if I will be able to run it or how it's going to happen. Okay, so you see, so it's a virtual user hour, and I have only one virtual user. Just before the test, I had certain users, but I think I ran out of it. I just ran a simple test and I ran out of the users. So let me see. Okay, anyways, okay, as you can see here, web virtual user hours. Okay, hang on, guys. Hang on 1 second.
There are no free users we can use like how we have in LoadRunner. Up to 50 users we can use.
Yes,
free.
there were few users. Yeah, they have given those users. I ran out of it. Okay, that's what I'm telling you. I'm coming to that point. Okay, so as you can see here, it is not virtual users, it is virtual user hours. Okay, let me tell you what is this virtual user hours. Okay, so virtual user hours. Okay, so let's say they give, I mean, every time you you sign up, they will give, I think, 1,000 virtual user hours, or probably I don't know the number, maybe I think it was 100 virtual user hours that was given to me. Okay, so what is this virtual user hours? Okay, so let's say one virtual user, okay, you used it for 1 hour. Okay, 1 hour. Okay, so one virtual user, you used it for 1 hour, so you have consumed what? One virtual user hour. Okay, one virtual user hour. Okay, for example, 10 virtual users, you ran a test with 10 virtual users for 2 hours. Can somebody please tell me how many virtual user hours that we have consumed? So Manda, I will cover 20 virtual.
2 hours.
Wonderful.
20
Okay,
hours.
so 20 virtual users. So whenever we sign up, yeah, whenever we sign up, please mute yourself, guys. Please mute yourself. Please mute yourself. Lot of background noise. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. Whenever I ask a question, right, please use the chat window to put it. Okay. To answer your questions. Thank you so much. Okay. So whenever you sign up, I never noticed. I think they give you 100 virtual user hours. Okay. So a gentleman has asked me a question. Okay. Whenever you sign up, there should be 50 virtual users, which comes for LoadRunner, right? Yes. For here also, you don't get the virtual users, you get the virtual user hours. Okay, so you use it, you run out of these virtual users, and that's about it. Okay, so probably you can send out a mail to Micro Focus. They might add you a few more if you say that you are doing some sort of case study, or maybe evaluating the tool. That's what it is. Okay, so what this means is, if you run few tests, you will be consuming. It's not like your LoadRunner community version wherein you get 50 users and you can run any number of times. Okay, are we clear, guys? Are we clear with this virtual users? There are two things. You can buy virtual user days, and you can buy virtual user hours. Okay, from the company. Okay, for the when you sign up, I think they give 100 virtual user hours but 0 virtual user days. Okay, but when you want to purchase it from them, you can either use purchase the virtual user days, or you can purchase virtual user hours. Okay, so for us, we purchased the virtual user hours. I'll tell you the reason. Okay, so we wanted to run a 400,000 users. Okay, so we purchased 90,000 users, 900,000 virtual user hours. Okay, so the idea is okay, if the first load test fails, okay, we don't want it to wait and again go back to Micro Focus and purchase the license and run the second test. We can immediately run the second test. So we purchased the double of it. Okay, this is what we have done for the current project, so that in case the first test fails, immediately we have an option for starting the second test. Now you can ask me, Kumar, you could have been smart and purchased the virtual user days. Okay, because you purchased the virtual user days on a particular day, okay, you can run any number of times. Okay, let's say you have purchased 400,000 virtual user days. Okay, you have purchased 400,000 virtual user days on a particular day. On the same day you can run 10 times. Okay, it doesn't matter, but the licenses are valid only for that particular day, for that 24 hours. After that, all the 400,000 users will be gone. Okay, then why did we go for virtual user hours? Why not the virtual user days? Because if there is a bottleneck, okay, if there is a bottleneck, we have run the test, and if there is a bottleneck, the developer is not likely to identify the bottleneck on the same day and fix it. Maybe he will take 2 to 3 days. Okay, so your virtual user days are gone. Okay, by that time, and again you have to purchase the virtual user days. And usually virtual user days for 400,000 virtual user days are usually expensive than 400,000 virtual user hours. Okay, so then now you see what happened. Okay, we ran the test with 400,000 users. Okay, around 250,000 users. Okay, the users started dropping down. Okay, the test ran with only 250,000 users. Okay, definitely there were a lot of bottlenecks. Okay, now we have consumed close to 600,000 users. Okay, hours. Okay, because the test doesn't go for 1 hour, with the ramp up, okay, steady state and ramp down. Okay, my test went for 1 hour 45 minutes, close to. Okay, so we have consumed close to 600,000 user hours. We still have 300 user hours pending, and we are planning one more test probably next week, and we will add few virtual user hours, and then we will run the second load test. Okay, and you are wondering what is the price that we have paid for 900,000 users. Something, if you're looking at Indian money, this is what we are looking at. If you're looking at US dollars, we have paid something like this. Okay, something like this. Okay, this is what we have paid. Okay, so if you're looking at the money that we have paid for 900,000 user hours, it's expensive, guys. So if you're starting and then kickstart and going to start a test on StormRunner load, be very careful, guys. Okay, because a lot of money is involved, but it's worth this money. If you ask me, yeah, it's worth this money. Okay, now okay, are we okay, guys? Are we okay? So can we not prepare the script in LoadRunner free version and validate the script and then go for virtual user days and be sure don't get bottleneck due to the script? And Mehal, the bottleneck is not the script issue. Okay, bottleneck is there. Okay, bottleneck is completely different from scripting issues. Scripting issues, you can run it in, usually what we do, you create the script in virtual user ViewGen. Okay, run for 1 iteration. If it runs fine, okay, run for 10 iterations. Okay, if it runs fine, okay, run for 10 iterations with different users. Okay, different users. Okay, if it runs fine, then you do something called a shakedown test. Okay, or a dry run test. So this is for Mehul. Mehul is asking this question: a shakedown test or a dry run test? Okay, with probably maybe 10 or 20 users. Okay, 10, maybe 30 to 40 users. Okay, and this is when, if the test in all these cases is good, there are no scripting issues, then this is when you go and run a 400K user test. Okay, 400K user test. Are we okay, Mehul? So bottlenecks has nothing to do with scripting issues. Bottleneck is something that you get when you apply with lot of load, and it could be on your app server, database server, or it could be your network problems. Okay, so there could be so many reasons, but it is not your scripting issue. Okay, so Arvind Reddy has asked a question. Okay, how much is the cost? So I will answer. I hope I have answered that question. Yes, Siddharth, I'll answer that question. You said there is a network emulation. That's what you're asking me. Yes, there is a network emulation. Location-wise distribution is possible. I'm going to show it to you. Okay, so are we okay with so far, guys? Now I'm going to show you and present how it is like in the how to upload the script and start running the test in the StormRunner load. Are we okay so far, guys? Any questions? Now this is the time to post it on the chat window or unmute yourself, ask the question and mute yourself. Guys, please be a little energetic. Okay, I know there are a lot of my students here, so don't be shy. Okay, so at least put it in the chat
Kumar,
window saying that you don't. Yeah.
so there is a question from my end, like whatever the cost we see in estimated, like it's 45 lakhs approximately. So is it not a good idea, like if you can go on for some other open source tool, let's say Jmeter, and we have an
Yes.
AWS hosted or anything for a single day, and we pay as we go. So for that, I think that will
Right.
be costly. That will be more less costly for than this.
Yes, of course. I'm not gonna comment here. I'm not gonna boo for, I mean, root for some other tool. Okay, but what you said is true. Okay, there are other options, but let's limit this to only the LoadRunner, StormRunner. Okay, what you said is true, but LoadRunner has its own advantages, guys. Okay, so let's not deviate this topic into that area. Okay, which tool is good? Okay, so there are reasons why people come to LoadRunner and spend the money that they are spending. Okay, there is a reason why. And even in the recently concluded project, I have a Jmeter script, I have a LoadRunner script. Okay, so but we wanted to go with a StormRunner load. We took a collective decision and we went for it. Okay, there are reasons for that, but that is for some other day. Okay, but here let's go ahead and demonstrate how we can upload the scripts into StormRunner load and execute. Are we okay? Whoever has asked the question, sorry, I couldn't see your name.
Hello, Venkatesh here. In the license part, there are some
Yes.
topics like virtual users hours as well as virtual users. So what's the main
Right.
difference between both?
That's what it is, right? Virtual user hours and virtual user days is what the virtual users are.
No, I'm talking
Okay,
about virtual user hours as well as virtual users.
so virtual users itself, I think they are naming it as virtual user days. That's what I believe. Okay, there is no separate thing as virtual user days, but when I spoke to them, they said there are only two options: virtual user hours and virtual user days. Okay, but I'll note down this question.
In the
There is a
usage
place
report,
where we can check it. Yeah, sorry,
in the
go ahead.
license part, where in the license usage report, there are two options: license type
Right.
virtual users hour, web as well as total, and virtual users and the count will be there.
Right, right. Okay, so I am assuming that the virtual users are virtual user days. That's what I'm saying. Okay, but I'm not 100%.
We can also buy unlimited per year, right?
I don't know if that option is available. When I spoke to them, they said there are two options available: virtual user days and virtual user hours.
Okay. So in this LoadRunner cloud, can we use real world scenarios that?
Yeah, I'm going to show that to you. In the LoadRunner, there is a standard and there is a real world. That's what you're coming to, right?
Sorry?
When we talk about the LoadRunner, there is a basic schedule and there is a real world schedule. So you're talking about the real world schedule, right? I'm going to talk about it. Let's not jump the gun. Let's not jump the gun. Okay, we'll take one thing at a time. Let's discuss about the questions which we have for the topics that we have covered. Okay, for the ones which are yet to cover, whenever that particular topic arises, we'll discuss that. Okay. Okay, so Muhammad Afaq, virtual user hour stands for virtual users for a particular hour. Okay, just now I have covered that. Okay, so yeah, Sorry, I had to
So
cut you off. Somebody
once
is asking a question.
once we
Yeah, please.
purchase this virtual user hours, so we can use at any time. Means after 1 month,
I think
after 1 month, after
1 year,
2 months,
like
like that.
1 year,
Mhm.
1 year. Okay.
Within
So
one.
whatever we have purchased, it was for 1 year. Okay.
Okay.
So,
Mhm.
and it will clearly show you as well here. When you go here, it will show you, is it a trial version or is it 1 year? Okay. It's going to show you clearly. Okay. So it is for 1 year. Yeah. So now let's go ahead and start doing it, guys. Okay, let me go to the incognito mode. I've already logged into my StormRunner load, but somebody who's completely new and wondering how do I enroll or how do I, log into the StormRunner load. So you can just say StormRunner load login. Okay, so you search that, and whatever the first link which comes, you can go into that particular link. Then, okay, so it is going for the login page. Since I've already logged in, I could go for a login page. Okay, so maybe I'll say register. Okay, so so this is what it is. Okay, so come on, where is that link? Just now I've looked into it. Yeah, this is not what it is. Just give me one moment, guys. Let me figure out that link. This has to be simple. And by the way, my internet is little slow, guys. I'm working from home, as you can see, and the internet has not been really good. Okay, so let me check, what is the website from which you can register. I did it long time back, before the project started. Okay, or I think LoadRunner Cloud, if I say, it becomes easy.
On the login page, I think we will see a register icon, right?
Right, that's what I'm wondering. Just give me one moment. We are almost there. Okay, so as you can see here, if you are going to search with this particular LoadRunner Cloud login, the first link is for the registration. I'm going to put this across on the chat window. Whoever wants to get it from there, they can get it. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm putting it on the chat window, guys. Okay, so you can take that link. All you have to do is click on the free trial. Okay, and my experience is, if you're using a Gmail, okay, it was hard for me to actually register. Always there was some issues, okay, when I've used my Gmail. But if you're using a company mail, your company mail at the rate infosys.com, at the rate wipro.com, at the rate tcs.com, then immediately they will let you register. Okay, so try with your personal email address at the rate Gmail, Yahoo, and if it's not working, then that is my experience. Okay, so try with your company email. Okay, so just go ahead, fill your first name, last name, email address, password. Okay, and then all the other things, and just say start free trial. Then they will send an email to your email address. All you have to do is go and click there, and that's about it. So you can start using it, and you will be able to go to this window. Okay, you will be able to come to this window here. Okay, so there are some tests, as you can see here, 400k tests which are there. This is from my project. Okay, so these are the ones which I've done today. As you can see, just before the class, I did some trial tests, so that just to make sure it is working fine. And during that time, I think I've consumed all my licenses. But let's see if I can at least run with one single user to show you something. Okay, so I hope I'll be able to run it with one single user. Okay, so now let me see, guys. Okay, so let me see, guys. This is a home window, and looks like you can create a test using a HAR file. Okay, I think this HTTP archive file, or maybe an output of Fiddler and all that. And also, okay, you can use your Jmeter scripts and execute from here as well. Okay, you can use the Jmeter scripts and execute for here. And for that, if you have to use the Jmeter scripts and execute it, for that you have to use the developer users. Okay, not the virtual users or not the virtual user hours. There are separate user licenses for that. They are calling it as developer users or developer users hours, I believe. Okay, so you can execute your Gatling scripts, okay, or Jmeter scripts from this. Okay, and maybe this could be cheaper. Maybe this could be cheaper, I'm guessing. Okay, so anyways, okay, now the first step that usually when you log in, you will not be able to see all this. Okay, because I have executed some 400k test and all that, you are able to see this. Okay, so for you, you just have to say click on create test, and you can see here there are 4 tabs, guys. Okay, home, load test, assets, results, and learn. Learn is obviously for learning, and through this test I'll go through all these tabs. First, you were on the home. As soon as you click on create test, you came to this tab, which is load test. Okay, let's say you are running a peak load test. Okay, so you have created this on 5th of 11. Okay, so this is what people usually wrote it down, 5th month and 11th date. You can give a description. Okay, peak load test for my e-commerce application. Okay, wonderful, guys. Okay, beautiful. Okay, now we'll start exploring other options. As soon as the test is done, would you like to email it? Obviously, with the email that you have registered, that's where the report will be sent. And you want your manager emails and all that, the test results should go to multiple emails. You can add those email addresses here. Okay, that's not an important option. Okay, so license mode, as you can see here. Okay, virtual users and virtual user hours, or you have a mixed one, you can go with the mixed ones. Okay, so somebody asked me what is the virtual users. I said it is virtual user days. My guesswork is virtual user days. Okay, but if you have any doubts, you can check it out from here, guys. Okay, so now okay, you see virtual users, a fixed license enable you to run any virtual user type. Okay, so looks like this is for lifetime, maybe, I don't know, there is no clarity on that. Okay, for me, when I spoke to them, they educated me on virtual user hours and virtual user days. Okay, so I'm guessing the virtual users is virtual user days itself, but there is no clarity in the description. Okay, so it says the fixed license enable you to run any virtual user type. Maybe it's a lifetime license as well, as some of you has asked or told. Okay, so you can see different user types are there. GUI users. Okay, so this, when you buy this virtual user hours or virtual users, okay, you can buy different types of it. Okay, you can buy a virtual user GUI virtual users. Usually if you have created a script in True Client Mobile or Selenium or LeanFT or any of these protocols or tools, it's recommended to buy virtual users, GUI virtual users. Again, GUI virtual users you can buy in virtual user days or virtual user hours. Okay, and web users is what I have purchased, because my scripts are HTTP HTML scripts. Okay, so that's what I have purchased. Okay, and ERP users are there, legacy users are there, and this is what I'm talking about, dev users or D users. If you have a Apache Jmeter scripts or a Gatling, you can go with the dev users. Okay, so this is what it is, guys. Okay, so again, I wouldn't say I'm a master in the StormRunner load. Okay, but I have done only one project recently, and the whole idea of this session is so that I can share my findings or my knowledge with all of you guys. That's the only intention. Okay, I am here. I'm not here because I'm a master. I'm here because I'm enthusiastic to share my knowledge from my recent project. Okay, so right now I'm going to use the virtual user hours itself, because that's what the license that I have right now. Okay, and this is important, guys, the run mode. Okay, the run mode is important. Either you can go with the duration or you can go with the iterations. So iterations is basically like in your load runner, what do you call that? You run it in the iterations, right? Can somebody help me? What is the term that you use wherein you for the fixed number of iterations you can run it, right? What is that called? Can somebody help me with that term?
Run logic, sir.
Guys, somebody.
Run logic.
It's run logic,
Not
Kumar.
run logic. Not the run logic. There is something you call it, right? You run it for particular number of run until completion. Yes, there is something called run until completion, right?
Yeah, that
Okay,
is
so there is
that is
something called run
in controller, sir.
controller only. Yes.
There is no
So
iteration, sir. There is
that
no
run
iterations.
until, in run until completion,
There is no iteration, sir. It will take unlimited iterations, not in particular number of
right?
iterations. It will take n number of iterations.
Okay, okay, sure, Dilip. Thank you. So iterations means you can run for certain number of iterations. Okay, let's say you want your script to run for 5 iterations. This is what you can use. Or you want to run the test for 1 hour, you can use this one. Okay, in the recently concluded project, we have used these iterations because one user, when he's taking the test for 2 hours, okay, so only one user logs in and he will take the test for 2 hours. That's what we need to simulate. So the scripts that we have developed, it will be run for 2 hours with all the think time and all that. So we have fixed the number of iterations. Only one iteration, one user will run, okay, and the scripts will run for 1 hour. That was our scenario. Okay, because in the real world a user logs in, takes the test for 2 hours. So that's what we have to simulate. So we have used iterations, but here I'm using the durations over here for the class purpose. Okay, wonderful, guys. Okay, now okay, this is the mistake that we have done recently. Not mistake, okay, this was not there. If you see, if you go for iterations, this becomes disabled. Okay, so actually halfway through the test we wanted to add more users to it. Okay, but that option I couldn't figure it out. But as I was preparing for this session, okay, for you to teach, then I was figuring out and I saw this option. Then I said, oh my god, this is option that I could have used for my recently concluded project. But then I realized if I move this to iterations, this is getting disabled. So for my project, this is useless, to be honest, because I'm going to run it for iterations. But for you, okay, on the go, as the test is running, if you wanted to add the test, you can enable this one. And here you have to say somewhere like how many users you wanted to add as well. Okay, so something like that. Okay, so enable adding virtual users during that. Okay, if you want, you can add that. Okay, and you wanted to start the test after 1 hour or 2 hours or whatever it is, you can do that. You enable this, and later on you can enable, I mean, you can start the test little later. Okay, so and then the logs. Okay, so user logs from cloud load generator, it will collect and it will give it to you. So if you wanted to look at the logs, okay, you have to enable this so that after the test is done, you can look at the logs as well. Okay, and if you want to do IP spoofing, that option is available over here. But I believe you see this is disabled. This probably could be because I am on the trial run, or maybe it could be because of they need to do some settings behind the scenes to do the IP spoofing so that it becomes enabled. Or maybe they might charge more for the IP spoofing. I don't know, but this seems to be disabled. But this option is for IP spoofing, guys. This option is for IP spoofing. Okay, so and that's about it, guys. So, and one more thing, okay, and one more noticeable thing that I've observed, and I should share it with you, is these 400k users. Imagine what is the ramp up time. Can anybody give it a guess and put it on the chat window? How much is the ramp up time that I would have given? Any guesses, guys?
I think before 40 minutes only, within 40 minutes only, I think so. Ramp
Okay,
up and ramp down.
Okay, sure. Vinod has put some questions. Vinod, that's a huge question here. I'll definitely answer all those questions, Vinod, or most of the questions would be clear as I am taking the classes, okay, or as I'm going through the topics. But in case by the end of the class, if I'm not able to answer all your questions, please remind me. I'll try to answer all those questions. But it takes for a certain time to read all those questions to me. But definitely I'll answer. Okay, so just within 15 minutes, okay, just within 15 minutes, okay, I could ramp up all these 400k users. That's the beauty of StormRunner Load. Just in 15 minutes, you could ramp up 400k. If you are a LoadRunner expert and you're working in LoadRunner for a really long time, okay, then this is more like a magic to you. Because if you want to run 1000 user test, usually the ramp up takes 40 minutes. okay, so that you are not putting unreasonable load on your LGs. Okay, so your LGs are safe. Okay, so usually you ramp up like 5 users for every 15 seconds. This is the standard ramp up. Most of the people use 5 users for every 15 seconds. But if your LGs are really good, maybe you can, increase maybe 5 users for every 10 seconds or 10 users for every 15 seconds, something you can use. But still, just for 1000 users, you end up having a ramp up time of probably 20 to 25 minutes. But the beauty about the LoadRunner cloud is just in 15 minutes, I could ramp up 400K. And a gentleman from Micro Focus confirmed that recently they have done a 1 million test on one of the e-commerce application, and 15 minutes, okay, they could ramp up all the 1 million users. Okay, so that's the beauty. If you I mean, I really loved it when I said, and as I am seeing with my eyes, as all the 400K users ramped up in 15 minutes, it was a magic to me. Okay, and this is my first load test with 400K. I was so excited. Okay, that's what I'm saying, Siddharth. Okay, that's what I'm saying. This is a StormRunner load, and it was able to do it. And okay, in this LoadRunner cloud or StormRunner load, okay, so there are multiple options. Okay, so you can have an in-house LG. If you're having an in-house LG, then again, depending on your LG configuration, your ramp up could not be as aggressive as it. But our LGs are on cloud. Okay, the LGs are on cloud. Okay, the LGs are on cloud, and they were able to spin up and give me this 400K users just in 15 minutes. This is what I'm talking about. Okay, so I don't know if your LGs are in house, then it's a different story altogether. Okay, depends on your then your capability of the LGs, or you are, I mean, these LGs are on your custom cloud. Okay, when I said a custom cloud, you as a company has given the cloud servers to Micro Focus, and then they have installed the LGs on that. Then Micro Focus might not guarantee anything. It depends upon your custom cloud capabilities and whether it is the servers are elastic or not. So many factors are there. But if you're blindly going with the Micro Focus and taking the LGs that they are giving, then in 15 minutes, okay, you can ramp up this 400K or maybe 4 or maybe more. Okay, this is what I can guarantee. And if you're wondering, like, where are my LGs, how do I know where are my LGs, okay, and all that, you can hang on, you can go, there is a place where you can check it. Okay, so let me go to my load test here. Okay, and here, if you go into the assets, and if you go to the load generators, okay, if you have any in-house load generators, you will be able to add it over here. Okay, so you can create and add your in-house load generators here. Okay, but if you're not adding anything, okay, then it is coming from the StormRunner load or the Micro Focus itself. Then there is a place where you can check it. Okay, so this is the load test that I've created. Please unmute yourself if you don't have a questions, guys. It is disturbing others. So as you can see here, distribution. Okay, if you click on distribution, you see now whatever the users that I am getting, these are all from the Virginia. Okay, and if I wanted to get the users from different locations, you can see that. Okay, you see these are the different places from which you can get the users. Let's say you have selected Ohio. Now all the users will come from Ohio, and your servers are on AWS. Okay, so your I mean the LGs, not your application servers, the LGs are on AWS. Okay, so you can select that. Okay, and you can say okay. Now you see, maybe you say you're running the test with 1000 users, and 50% of the users should be from Virginia and 50% is from Paris. That is possible. And both of them, if you look at it, Virginia and Paris, they are from, sorry, these are network emulations. Okay, they are AWS itself. Okay, Micro Focus by default, they are going with AWS, and there are some Azures as well. Okay, there are some Azure, the LGs could be on Azure or it could be on AWS. You can select whatever you want. Okay, so automatically this LG spin up and give you the users. And you want to generate these users from different locations, that is a possibility as well. So these are all the locations that you have. You can select these locations, and whatever the location that you want, it's not there in this list. If you coordinate with Micro Focus team and give them at least 2 to 3 days, they can add that location as well. Okay, so that's what the possibility that you have. Okay, so anyways, so I have deviated a little bit, guys. So let me come back to the place where we are. Okay, so where was I? Okay, this is where I was. Okay, and that's about it. I have completed this tab. So guys, am I going too fast or am I going too slow? Is it okay? There are some questions which are there. Okay, I'll take those questions little later, especially Vinod Kumar has asked lot of questions. I'll take it later. Okay, so Siddharth, at the same time, the server should be capable to handle such a ramp up. Siddharth, I say Sid, there is a person called Sid. I'm assuming your name is Siddharth. Okay, so Sid, that's what I'm saying. All these servers that you're seeing here, okay, all these servers that you're seeing here, these are elastic servers. Okay, when I say elastic servers, what does it mean? Okay, these are elastic servers. Okay, which means that automatically the CPU, RAM, hard disk, everything increases automatically based on the consumption of the server. Okay, so this is what is an elastic. You see an elastic band, it can stretch as you want it, right? Same thing with the servers. Okay, if the CPU requirement becomes more, automatically the AWS will add more CPU. If the RAM requirement becomes more, automatically on the go, the AWS will add that. So don't worry about that. Okay, just if you want 1 million from one location, that is possible as well. So the LoadRunner cloud people or the Micro Focus team, they are taking care of it. Aditya Divedi, I don't know about that. If Elastic servers has a limitation, everything has a limitation, you see. Okay, but what is the limitation? I don't know. Okay, could be a Sarin. Okay, could be. Okay, I haven't explored that IP spoofing part. Okay, maybe you can do it, or maybe once I've explored the at least explained everything, upload few scripts and run it, then I can come back and explore the IP spoofing part. Okay, so I hope I'm doing good, guys. Everybody is able to understand, all of you. Okay.
Yes.
Yes, please go ahead. Question.
Kumar, just a moment.
One person at a time.
Kumar, just a moment. Arun from this side.
Okay.
I want to know one thing. Just see what are the issue we are just getting, just like a performance issue, like from your CPU, memory, and each and everything. But if you are going to use such things, means these are the bottlenecks is automatically overcome. I think so.
I didn't get your question at all. Sorry.
It means that okay. You just see what are the you are just expressing that load generators and all those like elastic something, right? And here
right,
a memory. Yes.
Not for your application at all. That is for the load generators. Yes.
Only for its load
Sorry,
generator, not for your applications, right?
No. Application has nothing. StormRunner load doesn't care about your application. You have to do your own monitoring. Here, whatever the elastic service.
It's clear to me. Thank you.
Yeah, wonderful. We are talking about only the load generators, guys. We are not even talking about the application at all. Okay?
Right.
So here,
Thank you.
400K users, how can it support? Okay, that's what we are talking about. Okay, so thank you. Okay.
Thank
so
you.
Kumar,
So,
let's say now the elastic server, it is able to ramp up accordingly, but let's say no, once you are giving the ramp up, it will throw some traffic to the web server or to the app server, or as well as to the DB server. So at the same time, my server or app servers will be able to respond to such load, right? It's like a on the burst point we are giving, because the high traffic will be going through my servers. So that might
so if
crash
the
my server
application is
also, right?
designed, yes, that's what the point, right? If 400K users, if the application is built by for 400K, it is supposed to support it. If it's crashing, then your application is not built properly. You got the point?
Yeah, but that 4,000 that we need to see at the steady state. Normally, if we give a huge ramp up, right? So that will be something like we will be doing the on the burst point testing, or something like we will be hard testing the servers. So in ideal scenario, I'm talking. it might crash the server, right?
If you want to ramp up, I mean, if you ramp up that aggressively, that's what you're saying.
Yes.
Right.
Then you have to talk to the developers and adjust your ramp up time accordingly. But here, as you see, right, the prices is really high. So you don't want to increase your ramp up time indefinitely. Usually people ramp up in 15 to 20 minutes. Okay. But you should talk to your developer to see, if I'm ramping up that aggressively and your application will be able to sustain that. Okay. That you should talk to your developers.
Yes,
Okay.
sure.
And Ayappa, here we have used only one LG. Okay. And maybe I'm pushing little fast because we are already hitting 9 and I haven't completed anything. The session is planned for 1.5 hours. I can push maximum 2 hours. Okay. So maybe I might be ignoring few questions, guys. Apologies for that. Okay. And Manjit, you have a question. Are we setting up a ramp up setting before? Obviously, Ranjit. Okay. I'm going to show you all that. Don't worry. Okay. I'm going to show you all that. Okay. So before ramp up itself, obviously we need to set up. Okay. So yes. So let me come back. Let me come back to the test. Okay. Now. Okay. Now.
Hello, Kumar.
Next thing. Yeah. Sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, Kumar. I have one question. As you mentioned, right? This is the property of Elastic Server, and it's the beauty of Elastic Server that it will increase and decrease the memory or RAM or no, and the CPU percentage accordingly, as per the load.
Configuration, complete configuration. Yes.
Yeah, and we are talking about the LGs over here, right? Like LGs will be in elastic manner, so like they will be able to generate so they will be able to generate like a 400K users. So so this part is over here. Like our LGs are designed in such a way that they are capable to generate 400K users. But what about the web server and application servers, which will be coming later on? Are they
That's the question.
Yeah. Like, are they
That's
able
the
to
question that the other gentleman asked. Yeah, sorry, go ahead, complete the question. Yeah, are they able to?
Like, are these web and app server, they will be able to handle such kind of a huge load on them?
That's what the idea, right? So they said they have designed the test for 400K users. Okay, now we have to test it and tell them that whether they can stand that or not. My test failed, as I've told you, around 250K. All the users, most of the users failed, and then they ramped down. And as expected, it was a connection timeout. So a lot of requests were in the queue, and they were not able to serve, or they were not served. And after 60 seconds of connection timeout, all the users have dropped. Okay, around 150K users. Then we have certified that this application was not good enough for 400K. It is good enough for only 250K, that too with a high response times. And imagine the response times we got were more than 100 seconds for some of the transactions. So definitely the application was not made for 400K. Now the developers are working on it. Probably in a week or in a week's time, they will be ready. And maybe we'll go back and run one more 400K test. Have I answered the question?
Yeah, I got that.
Kumar, the same thing happened for ISCTC website on 12th.
Okay. Yes. I could have.
I think you got that news. What are the things you are just expressing? That I know the same thing happened for ISCTC. That server is getting crashed and you are not getting the ticket also.
And you know what? I could have actually tested for IRCTC. Maybe just because I might be bluffing that I've tested for a student application because I'm not supposed to reveal. Okay, so
right.
Yeah. So you see, now we have designed the test. Okay, we have given the basic information as what you want. Now you want to add the scripts to this scenario. Okay, right now I'm going to add 2 scripts. So you just click on upload. Click on upload. Okay, so there are some scripts that I have. Okay, so you see, so there are 2 scripts that I'm going to use. This is for RESTful web services and this is for a SOAP web service. Okay, so I have created one for RESTful services, web services, and before the session, I also wanted to create one more script for a web application as well, because some students, they asked me a question few days back. I get this question all the time, sir. Can I put one script belonging to a web application and one script belonging to a web service? Okay, this is a question that I always get. What is the question? I'm creating one scenario. I'm creating one scenario. Okay, so can I put one script? Script 1 is okay belonging to a web application. Okay, let's say web tools only. Okay, and script 2, okay, script 2, okay, is a RESTful web services. Okay, and the script 3, a SOAP web service. Okay, so this is a question generally I get it in the same scenario. Can I add these different types of scripts? Answer is yes. I wanted to demonstrate that today as well, but just before the class I couldn't create. I wanted to create one on JPEG store or something like that. I couldn't create it, so I've created one script for RESTful web services. This is the RESTful web services, and one script for SOAP web service. Okay, and before you upload into LoadRunner Cloud or StormRunner Load, you zip those. Simple. How do you zip it? Right click, and you don't zip the just the file. Lot of people, what they do, they just zip the file, or they go into the file and zip the file. No, you zip the complete folder. Okay, what do? You zip the complete folder. Okay, let me show that to you. Let me go to my desktop. Hang on, guys. Okay, so this is what it is. No, this is not what it is. Hang on, guys. Hang on. My bad. Okay, so this is what. No, this is not what it is. So there's too many windows on my this thing. Hang on. Okay, where is my StormRunner load? Yeah, there you go. This is where it is. You see, so this is the script folder. Most of the students, when I ask them to zip, they go to this user text file, which is a 2 KB file, and they try to zip this. Okay, and they try to zip this. So this is not gonna work, guys. Okay, the script folder is what you're expected to zip it. Okay, just right click on it and send to zip it. Okay, compress the zip folder. Okay, and this also you can zip it. Now I've already zipped it. Okay, so wonderful. So let me complete this, guys, and I'll leave the floor for the questions, and you can ask the questions. Okay, so, and by the way, the people who are leaving, who didn't like the session, or maybe they wanted to listen to the recorded videos, leave your phone number in the chat window so that I can send the recorded videos to you guys in case if you're interested. Okay, so now you can add these two first one by one. I don't think I can add. Okay, I can add both of them at once. Okay, so you can just say open, and you see both my scripts are getting uploaded into the StormRunner. Okay, now you see both the scripts are uploaded. Both the scripts are uploaded, and accidentally you have deleted it. Okay, I've accidentally deleted both the scripts. Don't worry, you need not have to upload again. These scripts are now there in the assets. Whatever you have uploaded, those scripts are now available in the assets. As you can see here, these are the two scripts that I have just uploaded. You can look at the timestamp as well. You can look at the timestamp as well. Okay, so these are the scripts that I have just uploaded. Okay, maybe the date is given but not the timestamp. As you can see here, 5/13. Okay, this is what it is. So I've just uploaded. So it will be there in the assets. Don't worry, you need not have to go back and upload. All you do here is go back to this scenario, the peak load test 0511. Okay, and you need not have to upload again because you have already uploaded. Just you say add from the assets. Now my scripts are already there in the assets. You're adding from the assets. Okay, so go back and add the scripts that you wanted. Okay, and it will show you the protocol as well. What is the protocol? Go ahead and add it. Okay, go ahead and add it. And this is where you can ramp up, define the ramp up, steady state, and ramp down. I'll come to that shortly. And there is somebody asked me how to do a real world schedule as well. We can do it from here as well. Okay, in the LoadRunner there is something called a basic and a real world. You can do a real world as well. I'll come to that. But so far, are there any questions, guys? Are there any questions? So far, whatever I've covered, are there any questions? All I have done, don't get overwhelmed, guys. All I have done is, okay, so just went to this tab, given some basic information like what is the test name or scenario name. Okay, and do you want to report it, and do you want to use a virtual user hours or virtual user days, and run mode, do you want it to be a duration and iteration, and there are some other basic information. And come to scripts. Okay, In this scenario called peak load test 0515, I have uploaded the scripts. If the scripts are not there, you upload it. If the scripts are there, go ahead and get it from the assets. Go ahead and get from the assets. Okay, this is what it is. This is what I've covered so far, guys. This is what I've covered so far. Okay, wonderful, guys. I believe there are no questions. Okay, now, okay, so let me go ahead and watch these two things. Okay, so if you have selected iterations here, the run mode, if you have selected iterations here, okay, had you have selected iterations somewhere here, okay, so had you have selected the iterations here, then over here it will show you the iterations. It will show you the iterations, but you haven't selected the iterations, so it's not going to show you the iterations. It will show you the durations. Okay, so I'm not going to select that. I'll select simple here for now. Okay, now let's say you wanted to start the test after 10 minutes. Okay, this is hour, minute, second. You wanted to start the test after 10 minutes. Okay, maybe you want to be after you started the test. Okay, you want to go for a cup of tea or coffee and come back, and then you wanted to watch it, and let's say it will take 10 minutes for you to go and then get a tea from your whatever the canteen you have and come back. So let's say it takes 10 minutes. So you want to start the test after 10 minutes, you can put here, but usually nobody want to start the test after 10 minutes. Okay, so you put 00. Ramp up, you wanted to design, let's say ramp up 5 minutes, you can put 5 minutes here. So this is overall ramp up. Let's say you're running the test with 100 users. For 100 users, the ramp up is 5 minutes. Okay, or let's say you're running the test with 50 users. These 50 users have a ramp up of 5 minutes. Okay, that's what it means. Okay, but if you're coming from a LoadRunner world, you remember this. Okay, 5 users for 15 seconds. This is what you have done in your LoadRunner world. Okay, but here in the LoadRunner cloud world, for 50 users, you calculate the ramp up and you can put it over here. Okay, and let's say you wanted to run the test for 1 hour. Okay, so let's say this is 1 hour. Okay, and ramp down for all these 50 users, let's say you wanted to give 3 minutes. Okay, now you have designed the test. You have designed the test for this particular group, not for the entire scenario. The entire scenario contains 2 groups. So for this particular group, you're all ready with the number of users, the ramp up, steady state, and the ramp down. Okay, same thing you can do for this as well. Okay, let's say this group you wanted to run it with 30 users. Okay, ramp up you can give 1 minute, steady state again 1 hour, let's say assume. Okay, and then probably tail down, let's say you're giving 2 minutes. Okay, now this is what it is. So now your scenario is ready, guys. Now your scenario is ready. At some point of time you don't want to use this group, you can always disable it, but you wanted to use it, you can enable it. You need not have to delete if you're not using it. People usually disable it because at the later point of time they might want it, but some people prefer to delete a group if they don't want to add it as well. Okay, now somebody coming from the LoadRunner world and I wanted to do the same thing here in the LoadRunner cloud. Can I do it, Kumar? Certainly yes. Okay, now instead of simple, go with manual. As soon as you go with manual, they will ask you what is your ramp up and what is your ramp down for both of them. Okay, ramp up for 1 user. Okay, ramp up for 1 user, for 5 users, let's say ramp up for 5 users is 15 seconds. Okay, and tail down for 5 users, let's say it's 10 seconds. Okay, then automatically for 50 users the ramp up is calculated and 50 users the ramp down is calculated. Are we clear with this part, guys? If you give like 5 users 15 seconds is ramp up, for 50 users what is the ramp up time is automatically calculated by it. Okay, for 5 users ramp down is 10 seconds. For 50 users the ramp down it will automatically calculate. Okay, now somebody has asked me a real world schedule. How can we do it? A real world schedule means you have multiple ramp ups and multiple ramp downs. Okay, I'm not going to go deep into it, but I'm going to tell you how can we do it. But click on this edit button. Okay, first you have a ramp up. Okay, let's say the ramp up is 1 minute. Okay, and you're ramping up 50 users. Sometimes it might be overwhelming. Okay, so total users right now is 50 users. Okay, let's say you're running it for 30 minutes. Okay, then after this you want one more ramp up. Okay, add ramp up, and for this ramp up, let's say you're ramping up 30 users. Sorry, the ramp up time is, let's say, 5 minutes. Okay, and you're ramping up 30 users. Okay, and the total users are 30. Okay, now beautiful. Okay, so after that, then you have one more duration. Okay, let's say you wanted to run it for 30 more minutes. Okay, so let's say this 30 more minutes. Okay, and then you apply. You see there is a ramp up. Yeah, you can see it from here as well. There is a ramp up, steady state, ramp up, steady state, and then there is a ramp down. So this is a real world schedule. You can define it from this option. Okay, so it's a gentleman who has asked me how to design a real world schedule. From this is where you can do it, guys. Now you see there is a ramp up, steady state, ramp up.
Thank you so much. So I mean, a follow-up question. Follow-up question. Can I, let's say, once I start the load test in LoadRunner Performance Center, I can add more users.
Go ahead. On the go, you wanted to add the users, right?
Yes.
We have already discussed that point, right? So there is an option here. When you come here, you have to enable that point. Come on, this is not scrolling down. Okay, so on the go, you see enable adding virtual users during the test. Okay, you can use this option, you enable it, and then you can, on the go, you can add it. Okay, but that too with certain options it will enable. You can play around with that. Okay, wonderful. Let me come back. Let me make it as manual. Okay, let me make it as simple. Okay, so let's say I'm running this with 10 users. Okay, the overall ramp up time is, let's say, 30 seconds. Okay, and running it for probably 10 minutes. Okay, so I'm going to make it simple while execution, guys, not for too much. Okay, and tear down, I'm going to put 30 seconds. Okay, you see a ramp up, steady state, and a ramp down. Wonderful. Okay, now same thing, I'm going to do this. I'm going to run this with 5 users. Okay, I'm going to start immediately. There is no delay. Okay, then I'm going to ramp up for only 20 seconds. Okay, or maybe 30 seconds, both of them same. Run it for only 10 minutes, not 1 hour. Okay, real test usually goes for 1 hour, and then ramp down is for 30 seconds. Okay, wonderful, guys, wonderful. Now you can go to each group. And you can play around with the runtime settings. Again, guys, only if you know LoadRunner, you can understand 100% of this session. If you know Jmeter or other tools, maybe you can understand 30 to 40% as to what I'm speaking. As I said, the prerequisite is you have to have prior knowledge of LoadRunner. Okay, that's how I've designed this course, and we are already going over 1 hour. Okay, so imagine if you don't have a LoadRunner and I'm explaining all that things, it will usually be a 10-hour course. Okay, now you can play around with the run logic, you can play around with the pacing. For this, let me put the pacing as 30 seconds or maybe 15 seconds at least. Okay, and log, you wanted to generate a log, you can generate a log. Okay, usually in a LoadRunner test, people don't usually generate a log. You can replay back the think time. Okay, you can play around with it. And for the second group, I can do the same thing with the runtime settings. Okay, pacing, I'll put this one as maybe 20 seconds. Okay, and think time, probably I'll say replay as think time, and you can play around with the other options as well. Okay, I'm sure if you know LoadRunner, you know all those settings. Okay, now your scenario is ready, guys. I can go ahead and hit on run test. Okay, but I'm not going to do that right away. There are a few more things that I wanted to discuss, as you can see here, before I can go and hit on the run the test button. But before I do that, okay, you have any questions that you can post here? Okay, any questions? Unmute yourself and speak, or you can post it on the chat window. Any questions, guys? The number of users have decreased to 45. I know if I go over 1 hour, a lot of people will lose the interest. Okay, I'll try to wrap it down in 15 minutes, guys. Whoever are there, don't try to leave. It's a nice, interesting things. Immediately after this session, I'm telling you, you can put StormRunner load in your resumes, LoadRunner Cloud or StormRunner load. And I'm telling you, a lot of people might be calling you. Okay, if you're putting it down on your resume, because a lot of people these days are doing this kind of test. 1 million user test, 40K user test, 50K user test, and they need somebody who knows StormRunner load, and they wanted to see that in your resumes. And after this class, you can right away put that into your resumes and challenge you guys. Okay, maybe you have to explore a little bit. Okay, stay back for 15-20 minutes. It's worth it, I'm telling you. Okay, what is the difference between save locally and globally in the settings? Okay, is there a globally save globally? I haven't seen that. Okay, let me check that. Okay, save locally is what you have said. Oh, global option is there. Okay, I don't know, save globally. I haven't explored that part. Okay, I just said save locally. Maybe globally, I think maybe not for this test scenario. Okay, not for this test scenario. These scripts are also there on the assets. Okay, if you say globally, and this same scripts may be used, this same script may be used in other scenarios. Okay, in other scenarios, like this is the scenario that I've used, but there are other scenarios. Okay, now if I say globally, these settings will be applied to these other scenarios as well. This is my wild guess, guys. Probably you would have to play around and try it out yourself. Do we can be able to see the recorded Vusion script here? I know where you're coming from. Maybe you are coming from a performance center world. Okay, so LoadRunner, you can right away click and open it in Performance Center or in the LoadRunner cloud. You have to download that script. Go to Assets. Okay, there is an option to download that script. Okay, so you click on the script, you download that script and open the script and see it. But on the go, if you wanted to see it, I'm not sure. Okay, and you see for each script in the assets, you can see the runtime settings. So if you say globally, I believe you see globally, this is where it is. So guys, now I can confirm it. Okay, now I can confirm it. You see, you go to the load test and you see, you go over here and particular script, on a particular script, you're opening the runtime settings and you're saying save locally. Then this runtime settings for this particular script will be saved only for this scenario. But you go to assets and the same script is there. Okay, and the same script is there. Okay, now you open the runtime settings. Okay, now the runtime settings. What happened to it? Okay, you cannot select multiple of them, right? You can unselect it and then select this particular script. Okay, sorry, country code script, and then now you go back to the runtime settings. Okay, now you save it. It will save globally, which means that where all the script is called, what all the scenarios which is using the script, this runtime settings will be globally applied over there. Okay, so let me see the gentleman who asked this question. Who is this person? Okay, so Rakesh, not Rakesh. Yeah, who is asked that question globally and locally? Okay, Samir, I hope I have answered that question. Samir, did I answer that question to you? Yeah, wonderful. Okay, so Ankit, I'll send the recorded videos to you. So whoever want the recorded videos, I'll send it to all the people who have put your email addresses and the phone number, the WhatsApp phone number on the chat video. Okay, so Rajesh, I think I have answered that question, Rajesh. Can we see the recorded Vusion script? You can download, go to assets, download the script, and I can see it. Rajesh, did I answer your question? Yeah. So, and there is one more question from Ankit, not Ankit. Rajesh, no, Rajesh, who is that? Samir Ayappa, can you show also how to add user script during the run? Okay, during the run, I don't know if it's possible. From LoadRunner, it is possible. StormRunner load. Okay, we can try it as we are doing it. Not a big deal. On the go, if we can run it, I don't think we can run on the go. Okay, on the go, I don't think we can run it. Okay, we can add the scripts on the go. Okay, even in LoadRunner, I haven't done it before. Okay, I have added the users on the go while the test is going on, but you wanted to add the scripts itself in the LoadRunner. I don't think, guys, in the LoadRunner, when the script is running, you can add more scripts to it. I mean, when the scenario is running, you can add the scripts to it.
Kumar, you can add that one, but you cannot delete that one.
Sorry, come again.
You can add the scripts, but you cannot delete that one.
No,
you can add the script.
I think in controller it is possible, but not in
Wonderful,
yeah,
wonderful.
We
Thank you.
if you go to the settings tab, general settings tab, and you can check that option, add users during your, and you showed the right, the first tab, settings icon is there, right? Settings icon, not here.
Right.
Settings
Right.
icon is there, right? Settings icon.
You can
In
add the
that, if you,
virtual users on them.
yeah, if you check that option just once, add users. Yeah. Now what happens now in the our section? It will, there is an add users. Now it will populate automatically once you below percentage wise. Add users during the test run. Here my
That
doubt
is
is,
okay.
suppose you, yeah, here my doubt is you are running with total of 15 users. Suppose in the middle of the test I want to add one more 15 more users. How I need to do? That is my doubt.
Okay. So we will try to do that. Okay. We'll try to do
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
Now I'll go with one user, because as you can
Okay.
see the license part, I have only one user left. Okay. So unmute yourself, guys. Mute yourself. Please mute yourself. Thank you. Yeah. So sorry to have you mute because there's a lot of background noise. I'm so sorry about that. Okay. To cut you away. Okay. So, okay. Now we have 10 more minutes and there are a lot of things to do. So here you can add from where the users will be coming from. Okay. You want the users to come from different locations. You can just say edit locations and you can add the users come from any of these locations. Okay. This is from different users. You can simulate as if the users are coming from different locations. Okay, you can keep adding as many as you want. There is no limitations. So recently we have used London for our location. Okay, but you can use any of them. Okay, so make sure if you add, if you add up, it should be 100%. Otherwise, it will give another error. Okay, so now the error will go away. 40, 40, 30, right? 40, 40, 80. So let me say 30 here. Okay, so now you see the error went up. Okay, and you can see if the users, what kind of network that you have. Okay, so WAN or WAN typical, Wi-Fi, mobile, you can do all those emulations as well. Okay, that is a possibility. Okay, and if the virtual users are on the private client or on your premises, you can do it as well. So let's say you have given a Quantobo servers to that and to them, and you have configured it. You can go with this, or you have an on-premises LGs, you can use it from here. Okay, so usually people go for LoadRunner cloud. Obviously, they want to get your virtual users from the cloud. Okay, and if you have any randover points, it will show up here. None of my scripts have a randover point, so it's not showing up here. And this is the last option. Okay, for the scripts, there are only two transactions. One is the country code transaction, and then you have this REST service list user transaction. First script has one transaction, second script has one transaction. If you wanted to define the SLAs for that, you can define it over here. So let's say the SLA is 2 seconds is what you wanted to define. Okay, you can give 2 seconds. And for this one, let's say 1 second, you can define that 1 second here. And you have to enable it so that these are and enable it and select this SLAs so that these are applied. Okay, so these are the things that you need to take care of. And I'm sure as you work on this tool, there are 100 things that you learn, and probably even if I talk about 10 hours, it will be less. But this knowledge, with this knowledge that I've given, definitely you can go and start executing the test. I believe I haven't started the test. I don't know if I will be able to start the test because there is a licensing issue. Okay, but at least with one user, I will try to run the test. Okay, in the meanwhile, okay, I would have asked one of the guy to create create one particular ID and then given it to me so that by the time I've explained, one ID would have been ready and I would have executed it. But now it's too late for you to create it as well. Okay, let me take a chance and run the test and see. Okay, as you can see here, I need 4 web virtual users because there are 2 scripts, and looks like this is not getting updated. So I should get updated. Okay, it should be 2 users, but it's saying 4 web users. But I'm running the test for only 20 minutes. Okay, so I think, and the duration is only 11 minutes overall. So 1 virtual user should be good enough.
Okay. Users during 100%, right? That is why it is showing 4 users, I think.
sorry, come on. Oh, this 100% I have given, right? Add the virtual users on the go. I said, I need 100% more. So 2 plus 2 users. That's why it's showing. Had I said 0 here, then it is saying 2 users.
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
So if I say 50% here, now it should set 3 users. So 4 users. If I say 200%, please mute yourself. Okay. It is saying. Please mute yourself. Yeah, background noise is not. 6 users. Okay. So let me say 100%, or let me say 100%, because on the go, I might want to add users. Okay. Let's explore that option as well. Okay. And let's go ahead and run on button. Okay. As soon as I click on run button. Okay. Now you see, just like your controller. Okay. You will see the same thing. But first, these virtual users needs to come from this Virginia or whatever the locations they are. Okay. So it's initializing the environment. And once this is 100%, this is when the test will start. Okay. Looks like it's going to give the single user performance as well. Okay. I think in LoadRunner, we call this as a web page diagnostics, I believe, the single user performance. Okay.
Yeah, here
okay.
have we applied single user performance best diagnostics? Can we enable any?
I think so. I haven't done. You can ask those questions on the chat window. There's a lot of background noise, and I'm using the headphones, so there's so much noise.
No, the single user performance. I mean, here have you checked that option?
Yeah.
Can you show me that here?
I haven't looked into it. Okay. So now that we have already started the test, I don't want to abort the test. After the test is done, execution is done, then we'll go back and look into it. Okay. If there is by default it is enabled, or we have to. I didn't enable it, so looks like by default it is there. So it's not doing it, so which means that we haven't enabled it. Okay. I'll check if I will be able to enable this. Okay. Only after the test is started, guys. Now I'm not going to abort it. Okay. Now you see one virtual user, it came from Paris. 50% I said Paris and 50% from Mumbai. So it looks like that's what has happened. Now it is setting up all the LoadRunner machines on the Paris. Now it is setting up on Mumbai. Okay. You can see what is happening in the activity. So keep an eye on this activity, guys, because some people in the interviews, they will be asking you these questions. Okay. So yeah, keep an eye on this. This is initializing the environment, and there is nothing happening on a single user performance. Okay. After the test is done, we'll go ahead and maybe explore the single user performance as well. Okay. So I'm guessing this is equivalent to the web page diagnostics. Okay. In the LoadRunner. That's just my guess. Okay. Let's wait for a few minutes. Maybe it doesn't take few minutes actually. So let's see. Okay. But the only thing I am concerned is I have only the license for one virtual user hour. So I don't know whether it will give any error after everything is done. That's my only concern. But let's see what will happen.
Yeah, Kumar.
Yeah. Please go ahead. Ask the question.
Yeah. Just currently we are using only one user, right? But we have selected 3 different locations. So how you will eliminate the 3 location with one user in this
We have
particular
selected
scenario?
two users actually. For first group, one user,
Yeah.
second group, another user. And
Yeah.
you see, the users come from 2 different locations, Paris and Mumbai, and it has ignored the third location.
Third. Okay, fine. So how it will select from the ascending order or how location?
I think it's going to be from ascending order. And when you select the 3 locations, right, the idea is at least you will have 3 users per day. Okay. So it will distribute accordingly. This is a special situation wherein I've selected 4 locations and 2 users. That's not going to happen in the real world. Okay.
Yeah, fine.
So guys, have you learned anything from this session? Was it useful to you? Can you put it on the chat window? I haven't done with the session. Okay, I'll be doing it. But if you have learned something from the session, put it on the chat window. That will encourage me to take. Yeah, please go ahead.
Hey, Kumar.
Yeah, go ahead.
How are you, man? This is Hassan.
Wonderful. Who is this?
Hassan.
Hey, Hassan, how are you, man?
How are you, man?
I missed you in the class.
Yeah,
I just saw you coming.
Good. I'm late anyway. I'm late on this thing because I'm doing some stuff here. for the office. But I am gonna put it on like this. But if it goes off, please, when you're done, send me the audio or the
I will
video.
definitely send a video. And I was thinking that you have joined late. It was good because if you
Yeah,
joined early, you
I
wouldn't
know.
have allowed me to speak.
Thank you
You
so
wouldn't
much,
have
man.
allowed me to speak.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Okay, man. So let's
We'll
concentrate on the test.
we'll talk later. I'll call you. We'll talk later. I have a lot to tell you. We'll talk.
Yes, yes,
Okay,
yes,
thanks. Yeah.
yes. So let's see what is happening with the test. Setting up the environment. Let's wait for few more seconds. Okay, and let's see what is happening. And in the meanwhile, I am getting some responses. Iron Man said it was very useful. Thank you so much. Jane said, Manjeet said very useful. Thank you. Rupa said it's for good learning. Grish, lot of things, learn lot of things. Ayappa said great. Samir, Banpreet, Girish, thank you so much, guys. It's a lot of encouragement. Very useful, sir. Jagdish, thank you so much, Jagdish. Rajesh, already I have used StormRunner, but I have not explored this much. Thank you, and it was very useful. Wonderful, Rajesh. So I'm not wasting your time, guys. If you're thinking that I'm wasting your time by reading all that, no, I'm waiting for this to initialize. Okay, I'm waiting for this to initialize. Okay, there you go. Now all the things have initialized. Okay, and there you go, the test has started. Okay, now this is the very first time my daughter is seeing me teaching you guys. Usually I do it from my office, and she has a big smile on her face. Okay, she never saw me teaching you guys, and she's laughing and she's overwhelmed. Okay, seeing, this is her papa teaching different people. Okay, yes. Now you see the running users are 2. Thankfully there's 1 virtual user hour and there are 2 users. Okay, now we need to figure out how on the go I can increase the number of users. I haven't done that. And by the way, guys, did I say 100% while before started the test? Did anybody observe? I think I said 100%, right? Yeah, 4 out of 1,000 users. Okay, so maybe if you guys can, probably help me out to see, like, where I can increase on the go add the users. Maybe somebody can tell me. Okay, so they can explore with me. Okay, but I'll talk about the things that I know of. Okay, so there are no failed users, there are no failed transactions, there are 14 past transactions from those 2 scripts. I've given a pacing of 15 seconds, so each script would have executed 7 transactions. Okay, and you see there is already 1 SLA warning for this particular virtual user. Okay, sorry, transaction. For this particular transaction, it has already violated the SLA. Okay, so I think I've given 1 second and it went past that 1 second, I believe. Okay, and don't overwhelmed by these guys. Don't get overwhelmed. We'll slowly cover. But the first thing that I wanted to look at, okay, let me close all these graphs. Okay, so I will add all these graphs for now. Okay, the first thing that I wanted to look at is the transaction summary. Okay, the transaction summary. There are only 2 transactions that I am interested. Okay, one is the country code, and as you can see, okay, it's not going to show the 90 percentile, but here it is showing the maximum, average, and minimum. 90 percentile you can show it, you can see it in the end result. Okay, after the test is done, you can email or you can export the results. Okay, right now it is disabled because the test is still running, but once the whole test is done, you can export the results, and in that results you will be able to see the 90 percentile. But here you will be able to see the maximum, minimum, and average. So the country code transaction, this is a SOAP web service, and it is average is close to 0.3, and 8 of those has been passed. Okay, and this is from the RESTful web service. Okay, and looks like this went over the limit. You see, RESTful web service went 5.7. Okay, and 8 past transactions. Okay, so this is the transaction summary. You wanted to look at it, you can. Okay, but you wanted to see the running users graph. Okay, so on the LoadRunner, by default you will be able to see the running users graph, right? You can see that. Okay, so on this particular graph, I wanted to see the running users graph. Okay,
so Kumar, can you click on the user near the new dashboard and report? There's a user icon, right? Beside the stop test on the right, extreme right.
On the
have the stop test, 3 dots, and before there's a user. Click on.
There you go. Wonderful, guys. We figured it out. Okay, thank you. And who was it? Who was it? Sorry. I want your name, please.
Sarin. Yeah.
Oh,
Sarin.
Sarin. It's long
Yeah.
time, buddy. Long time.
Yep.
So, oh my God. Wonderful. So good to hear your voice, Sarin.
Yep.
Okay.
Same here, Kumar.
Okay. So there you go. So you can look at the graph for running users for the first script, and there you go. You can look at the graphs for the running user for the second script. Okay. So for both the users, the running user graph, you'll be able to look up here. You're not seeing the ramp up because I'm running with only one user. There's not much of a ramp up. Okay. So this is what you can see the graphs here. Okay. So whatever the graphs that you wanted to see, you can add those graphs from here. Okay. So you wanted to see from the starting of the test, the graph from last 1 hour, you will be able to see, or you wanted to see the graph of last 5 minutes only, you can see. Okay. Now we are seeing from the starting of the test. Okay. We are seeing the users from the starting of the test. Okay. So now these are the users that I have just added. Using Sarin's help, we have figured out and changed the load, and on the go you have added the test, the users, right? These are the ones. Okay, now the test is running with 4 virtual users, if you have seen. Okay, earlier it has done with 2, but if you wanted to add more, I don't think I can add more, because maximum you said you can increase up to 100%. So the maximum is 2 users for each of them, and we reached maximum. Okay, so if had you put 200%, okay, on the initial window, you could have added more users here. You could have added more users here, but now you have reached the maximum as well. Okay, so now I wanted to see the throughput graph. Okay, now what I will do is I'll split this graph. Okay, so this graph you're seeing running users here. I wanted to add the throughput graph. Okay, now I click on this graph. Okay, make sure this is highlighted and go to this bits per second. Okay, and then click on it. Okay, now you will be able to see the hits per second graph. On the same thing, I wanted to see the throughput graph as well. Right click on it. Okay, and then click on it, and you will be able to see the throughput graph, hits per second graph on the same one. Okay, now you wanted to see 4 graphs, then you can split this one into 2. You can split this one into 2, and then you select this one and see the graphs. Let's say you wanted to see the errors graphs here. Okay, so you'll be able to see the error graphs here. Okay, it will take little, looks like there are no errors. Okay, so what I will do is probably I'll say transactions. Okay, 90 percentile time. I'll right click and then say all. You will be able to see the 90 percentile time. Maybe all it will not show. Maybe I'll say 6 transactions. Okay, so looks like it is taking a little time, guys. Usually it is supposed. Yeah.
Yeah. So if you, yeah, Ankit here. So actually, if so, do you have the access to that LG if you are running from the LoadRunner LG? So in case if it unable to, sometimes it happens it unable to correlate the result. So we need to manually go to our LG or our VM to collect all those. Then again we need to analyze the report. So if in case it is failed to correlate the result, so how to handle that?
Right, I get your point. I get your point. Okay, there are 2 things. One is LG on premises. Okay, then you can do the same thing. If you're using LG on premises, you're doing what you're doing. But if it's on the LG, Micro Focus team, I don't think they will allow you to log into their LGs. Okay, maybe you can touch base with them and ask them to send you that file. I forgot that file name. When the collation fails, that's what you're saying, right? If the collation fails, you have to go get that file, change from -1 to 0 or something like that, and you can do an auto collate from the controller, right? So I don't know if that option is available here. Okay, maybe you have to check with the Micro Focus team for that, and for that they need to send those files and all that. And I don't know, in LoadRunner you can do that from the controller. You can go and do all that, and there's an option called go and do manual collation. But here I didn't see an option called manual collation at all, even though they gave the files. So I don't know, to be honest. I never faced it with the single project that I've done. Okay, You would have to explore those things. Okay. By the way, whatever the metrics that you want to see on those graphs, you can do that. And so sorry, I cannot answer that question. but
Sure,
good
we'll
questions.
explore on
All
this.
the meaningful questions. Yeah, please explore. Yeah. So there is a
Yeah,
guy
sure.
called Lenovo who said, can we get 90, 95%, 99 percentile at the time in the report? Lenovo, I'm sure it is possible. Okay. But by default, it was giving 90 percentile time. Okay. But I'm sure you can go ahead and change to all that. Okay. So, and then Sarin said the LG servers are provisioned only once to initiate the test and gets destroyed after the test. Oh, Sarin seems to have more knowledge. So what Sarin is saying is LGs are assigned only for that particular hour to you. Okay. And after that is done, it's destroyed, and somebody else in some part of the world wants to run a test, the same LGs are used for them. So I think if your collation has failed, so you can always go back and go to Micro Focus and demand that, because you paid all the money for the results. Definitely there should be a way to get the correlation. Okay. So
yeah,
but what Sarin said makes sense. Okay. So immediately after that 1 hour, the LGs are destroyed so that it can be used for other tests, for some other people. Okay.
yeah.
Hang on, guys. Hang on 1 second. Please. Okay. Please don't do any noise. Thank you, guys. So yeah, kudos to Sarin. Yes, yes. Rodrigo was saying that. Okay. Wonderful, wonderful, Sarin. Okay. So yeah, Veera was saying share that information. I'll do that. Okay, I think I have taken most of the questions, and okay, the test is still running. I hope the test is done. Okay, the test is still running. It was supposed to run for 11 minutes, I believe. Okay, so the elapsed time is 10 minutes 38 seconds. We are still, I think, few seconds before the test stops. Okay. There is no, and watch out for this. This is what the Micro Focus team has asked me to do. Watch out for the LG alerts. Okay. So what they asked me, interestingly, what they asked me to do is, okay, before this 400K test, okay, they asked me to do a 1K test. Okay. So they gave this 1K users free of cost to me. Okay. They asked me to do a 1K test and then let's say I wanted to run from Paris. Okay. Paris location. Okay. So during this 1K test, okay, make sure the location is Paris, and then okay, run the test and keep an eye for these LG alerts. Okay, just to make sure before the actual test, just to make sure that there's no problem with the LG in the Paris location. And I've done the test for 30 minutes and immediately stopped the test. I didn't see any LG alerts, stopped the test and started the 400K test. That's what I've done. So looks like there's no script errors. No, if there are any script errors, this becomes clickable and you click on it, it will show all the errors. And even in the report, the final report, okay, that comes from here. Okay, now looks like the test is done. You can export the report. You will be able to export all the errors as well. Okay, now the test is done, guys. Wonderful. You have run the test with 0 errors for 11 minutes. Wonderful. Just to say, export to Word document, PDF or CSV or whatever it is. And somebody asked me if I can export the logs. You can export the logs as well, but you have to enable the logs at 2 places. One is at the home, one is in the runtime settings. Okay, so somebody has asked me if I can export the logs. Yes. Okay, somebody, and then let's explore this report to the Word document and have a look at it. So you see, I've clicked on it two times accidentally, and you see it is exporting. And once it is exported, it will be able to download it. You will be able to download it from here. You see the peak load test 0511. I have downloaded it twice accidentally. Click on it. Okay, so that you will be able to open it. And this option I haven't seen. Yes, you can just, it will tell you all the information and you can download from here. Okay, and by the way, guys, before wrapping up, yeah, we do lot of trainings as a part of Isha. We do Dynatrace.
Kumar,
okay.
Can you able to show that 95-99%?
I'll do that. We do trainings on AppD. We do trainings on NeoLoad. We do trainings on Jmeter, both advanced Jmeter and basic Jmeter. We do trainings on LoadRunner, both advanced and basic. Okay, so and then Performance engineering, this is a very, very popular course that we are giving these days. Lot of enrollments for performance engineering. These are all the and OATS, Oracle Application Testing Suite, and we are giving on Gatling. Okay, and recently we have given some trainings on Rational Performance Tester, and we have given some trainings on performance Silk Performer. Okay, just that you know. Okay, all these trainings we are giving performer. Okay, performer, whatever the spelling. Okay, and we are giving some trainings on Selenium space as well. Okay, API automation and all that. Okay, now by this time the report would have been downloaded. Can I see the report now? Yeah, the report is downloaded. Wonderful. Okay, so now you can see the summary here. So what I'll do is I'll increase.
Sir, can we download to CSV format and see the differences?
I'll do that. Hang on one second. Okay, so past transactions is 250. There are TRT transaction response time breakers is 108. Okay, so let me go to, okay, that this much only downloaded. No. Hang on, guys. Okay, I know what was the mistake. So not the complete report got downloaded. The reason for that is first you have to go to the report, and now you have to tell what all you need to download. You see, by default only summary is there, and that's what got downloaded. But now I wanted the whole thing to be downloaded with the graph. Okay, so you can download the whole things. Okay, and now you can go ahead and hit on download button. Okay, go ahead and hit on download button. First we'll do it in the Word, then we'll do it in the CSV, and we'll do the comparisons. Okay, if the time permits. Okay, let me see. It will take a little bit of time, guys. So guys, please don't disturb me. Yeah, it's processing. It will take some time to download. Just bear with me for a few minutes, guys. Yeah, now we can download it. Wonderful. Okay, now you have a complete report once the whole thing gets downloaded. Maggie, Sunny, don't do that. Don't do that, please. Okay, so now as you can see here, let me increase this thing. Okay, this is way too much. Maybe let me change it back to 12, or maybe change it to 10. Yeah, this is good. Okay, so 90 percentile is by default the script is giving, as you can see here. Okay, let me change it to 8%. Right, and let me increase this. Okay, okay, so as you can see, 90 percentile response times by default it is giving. Okay, you want 95 percentile and 99 percentile. That's something that we can figure out together. Okay, but we'll come to that question, 95 percentile, 99 percentile, and you can look at all the graphs that you want, and based on your requirement you can create a closure report and send it to them, and maybe from the CSV file you can download and send that report as well. So that is also a possibility. Okay, so now somebody asked me how can I get a 99 percentile and 95 percentile. That's an interesting thing. Okay, so usually we should have that opportunity, I mean that possibility. Okay, so anybody worked on Serin, or somebody, maybe you have any inputs here? How can I get 99 percentile or 95 percentile? Because I haven't explored. My client wanted 90 percentile, and that's what I have given. Any pointers,
Kumar,
guys?
Kumar, this is Karthik Lenovo. Actually, I only asked this question because of 1 year before I tested for one POC, the StormRunner load. So during that period, I checked with this micro focus guys. They told they are planning to implement it. So after 1 year, maybe I thought it's implemented. I think we raised this question. That's right.
Looks like it's not done yet. Man, okay. Thanks, Karthik. You see response times. Let me see that. Okay, so it's an interesting question. Actually, I'm also interested because these days everybody asks for 95 percentile. Okay, so anybody has, I have a requirement for both 95 percentile for this is possible for a single run efforts. Unfortunately, it's not possible between switch between percentile in the report selection the way they're calculated. On the LoadRunner cloud, StormRunner load as a product, make sure it's marketed enhanced request and okay. Each metric that comes in its count is passed and only then the end result is saved, meaning that in order to get two different transactions as percentiles, you must indeed run two tests. There is no way around it. But this means that you can get 90 and 95. Okay, that's what it means.
No,
okay, but he did.
No, he says it's marked as an enhancement request. So I don't know.
Oh, possible the request can be enhanced if you like. Oh, okay.
Yeah, might
Wonderful.
be.
Okay, looks.
Might be if you go to the dashboard section once, and you can metric section. If you drop down the transaction section, TRT 90th percentile section, there you have 95 to 99 percentiles we have. Might be that is the one. Go to dashboard
So
and
where did
metrics. Go to metrics, left side metrics, transactions. Under transaction summary, drop down summary, transaction summary also got drop down. No, just bit up. TRT max, TRT, yeah, TRT 90%. Yeah, drop down. Click on the drop down. Yes, TRT. Click on 34th. Just those are scripts. Yeah, click on. Here, do we have anything? No, only 90. There only.
Only 90.
Okay, only 90%.
So here we have TRT max, transaction response time minimum, average, and
90th percentile only. Okay.
So, buddy, there's a lot of background noise. Okay. So sorry to cut you off. I'm using my headphones and it is like a loudspeaker. I'm so sorry I had to say that. Okay. So interesting. I really can you download in a CSV format, Venkat? I will definitely do it. Okay. I can do it. That's not a difficulty. Okay. Sarin says if you want to use PLG on premises load generator to have more control on load generators. Right. That's
no,
what
this was.
okay.
Yeah, this was during the conversation where we need to log into load generator and all that, right? So if we use OPLG, then we would be able to log into the load generator and treat it as our own load generator. That's a possibility.
Right. Okay. Thanks, Sarin. So a CSV file maybe 95 percentile might be there. Okay, this is what Venkat believes. So I don't think it will be true, but let me see. Okay, if it's there. So you're so blessed to have a baby girl, right? She's asking me continuously to eat because it's a dinner time. So it's so blissful to have a big daughter, right? I mean, I'm so happy. Looks like there is no response times that is shown here. Okay, this is a CSV file. Okay, it is showing the complete log in the form of a log as to what is the response times for each of it. Okay, you see the timestamp. This is for the script. This is the action and emulation and the total duration. But I'm sure there should be some response times that should be coming out here, and then you can calculate your own 90 percentile from these logs. Okay, so if you have this data, okay, so then you can calculate your own response times. But surprisingly, over here, they're not showing you the response times for each transaction. Okay, so is this the time? No.
Here, my query is like for every minute, what are the transactions that are sending to server? It is giving the log.
Right. 1 minute, buddy. 1 minute. So this total duration that they're talking about could be the response times. Okay. So I'll say no fields, okay, no blanks, okay, except blanks I'll add all of them, okay. So let's I see a lot of people leaving, okay. So, okay, this
Hey,
is not, this could be the
Kumar,
response time.
can you go to the SLA
Yeah.
tab? SLA.
Okay, let me do that. Oh, it makes sense. Is it Sarin who is speaking?
Yeah.
Or who is it? Okay, it makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you go to the SLA, and here if you say percentile TRT, but they are not given 90 or 95 percentile. Had they given 90, 95 percentile, we could have changed. Automatically, the response times would have been different. Yeah.
No, there's the 90.
Here.
There's the 90.
Oh, yeah, I figured it out. Yes, guys, wonderful. Now, if you run the test, I think you capture the 95 percentile. Sarin, you seems to be a champion, man. Wonderful. Okay, whatever you're thinking, logically correct. Okay, so you see here, guys, I think, whatever you select here, that's what comes in the report. But, if you want both, then it's a problem. I think you have to run it two tests. Okay,
Kumar,
so
just
whatever
a
you
moment.
select
Just a
here,
moment.
that's
Kumar, just a moment. Suppose
yeah.
in a test, no doubt you are getting those values, 90 or 95 values. Okay, but the thing is that if you are going to get some across values, means some a lot of difference between these your response time and 90th and 90th percentile. It means that if you are going to find out and customer requirement is that up to how much percentage of value you are getting the right, means very close to each other with response time. In that case, how that tool is going to work on that? You understood my question?
You're making it you're making it complicated for me, man. I'm not a micro focus guy.
You just see,
Like
you are
expectations in the LoadRunner
getting the value, you are getting the value for 1995. That is not an issue. But the thing is that
Okay.
after that, your analysis is going to be strong.
Right.
You understood my question, right?
But,
In that case, when what are the things? Yes, please.
I'll tell you, buddy. So most of our analysis, what you said could be true. It is valid to a certain extent, but most of our analysis should be on the server side to identify the bottleneck. Okay. So, and before you start the test, make sure that you're very clear with what you want. You want to calculate 95 percentile or 90 percentile. So LoadRunner on the go, you can decide what is 90, what is 95 and all that. But StormRunner load, you do with usually 1 million users, 400K users. Okay. And this tool is still developing. So as you can see, I think at a point of time, you can get only 90 or 95. Okay. I don't know. Based on the question that you have asked, posted, I try to answer.
Kumar, can we change it to 95 and return that, not the test, but generate the report again?
We will see that. We will see that. Okay, that is also a good question that you have asked. Okay, so this is so wonderful. Okay, Tintan beta, 1 second beta, please. Okay, so I've changed it to 95. Okay, let me go to my peak load test that I've created just now. Okay, and let me go to the SLA and change it to 95 percentile. Now come back to the runs. Okay, whatever the runs that I have done. Okay, where are my runs? Here I believe. Okay, I go to the runs. Okay, so there is only one run. Now I'll go and download the report. This is what you're asking me, right? So I just right now my run is 21. So let me go ahead and download the. Okay, let me go to the dashboard first. Okay, and then now you're saying that download the report to see what it will be downloaded because you have selected 95%. Okay, so who asked this question? This is very interesting. I really love this.
Yeah, Arun from this side.
Arun, right? So wonderful. So now let me download this. Okay, so others are being quiet. This time around I'll download a PDF. Okay, and for you guys, enable the logs and download the logs as well, because logs are very important if the scripts are failed. Okay, so I hope you will do that. Okay,
You can download LRA files. LoadRunner analysis file.
LoadRunner
Analysis.
Which files?
LRA.
Analysis. LRF.
Yeah,
oh, is it option? Option is available. LRF file is option is available.
No, here we are downloading
LG type. Okay, So, but looks like there's no LRF file. I don't think you can download that. And I understand you want to open in the analysis and do it.
Yeah.
Is there an option to it? Is there an option to do it? Because I couldn't find it.
Yeah, yes.
You are saying that it is possible, or
No, I am
it is
asking
not
it is
there.
possible.
Oh, looks like it's not possible. Looks like it's not. I tried as well on the day that I've done it, but looks like it's not possible. Guys, this is still downloading. Yeah, it has downloaded. And now the interesting thing is, can I see the 95 or 90? No, no, no. Whatever the test that you ran it with, that's what you're getting, 90 percentile. Okay, so you have to decide what you want upfront, and then you have to run the test. That's what it looks like. Okay, guys. So we are trying to close the session. I'm really hungry, guys. Time for dinner.
Yeah.
10 p.m. India time.
We enjoyed a lot. Thank you so much for your sharing your knowledge.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yeah. Yes, yes.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
And okay, let me give my last farewell comments, guys. Okay, please mute yourself. Please mute yourself. Okay, thank you so much for joining, everybody. It's a really pleasure teaching you. I'm probably taking a class after 6 months. Okay, so these days I'm doing it, and I'm really enjoyed it. And guys, if you like the trainings, you can WhatsApp me to keep up with all the trainings that we are doing on Isha. Okay, so we will update you on all the trainings that we are doing at Isha. And the crowd was a very intelligent crowd, asked me very meaningful questions, and it was wonderful teaching you guys. So any questions, you can reach out to me on WhatsApp. If possible, I'll definitely try to answer. As I've told you, I'm not an expert in StormRunner load. All I did was one project. Okay, so but a lot of people, by looking at the StormRunner load term or LoadRunner cloud, they get overwhelmed and they think that it is entirely different from LoadRunner. Okay, so I wanted to tell that if you know LoadRunner, StormRunner load, learning StormRunner load is only 5 minutes. I hope most of you agree with this. Okay, now right away add this thing to your resumes, guys. Now go ahead, create your accounts and try to use your company email address to create the accounts, and then play around for 1 to 2 hours. Right away, go ahead and say that I know LoadRunner Cloud or StormRunner Load, and put it into your resumes, guys. This is what the whole idea of taking this particular class. Okay, and really thank you for joining this session. And some old students, it was wonderful. We have Sareen, we have Hassan, Pendra, Sid. Most of you guys are from old, Subhashini, I believe. Lot of students. Banpreet, yes, you're my old student. Rupa. So good to see a lot of old students coming. And Mohammad Afaq. Okay, so Venkat. Okay, so it was wonderful, getting in touch with you again. Okay, Samir joined, he's an old student as well. Jagdish, yes. Okay, so wonderful. Ankit. Okay, it's so wonderful to catch up with you guys. Rahul. Okay, so thank you guys, thank you for joining. And any questions, I'll be there for 5 more minutes, and you post your questions. If possible, I'll try to answer and explore right away. Yes, whoever has left your WhatsApp numbers, definitely I'll share this video with you guys. Yeah, post your questions, guys. Post your questions on the chat window or on the speaker. I'm so sorry to cut you out.
Yeah, can you show
one by
one? Web test diagnostics, single user performance tab. Just can we explore that?
Okay, so there are multiple people asking the questions. At a time, ask only one guy. Ayyappa and Neoload Isha, both of them are talking. Neoload, I mean, that is Neoload Isha, I think it's me. So Ayyappa, I'll try to see a single user performance test. Okay, I think I know where I can get it. Sareen, if you're there, okay, or somebody who is little knowledgeful, you can help me out here where you can enable it. I think I can enable it from here. That's what I'm guessing. Okay, single user performance. Okay, so license mode, run mode, adding virtual users, pause schedule, delay, enabling the log, script errors, enable.
No, actually, I mean, it's in the after the SLA, we have the right side. Go to the sixth icon, single user performance icon. Go to the sixth
extra
icon.
data to explore group transactions and enables storage tables.
Here.
Okay, and
Exactly.
single user performance could be there in your single user transaction time.
What is the web page time report? Yeah,
Okay,
what
so
we give access
web page test report. I think this is hang on. Okay, so oh my god, a lot of people are oh my god. Okay, so you can select both of them, I believe, and you can say okay, then you can do a transaction response time breakdown. I think for I think 5% of the users it will take and tell you what is the connection time, what is the server time, and what is the download time. And okay, so they will give you all that. This is definitely the web page diagnostics only. Okay, so this is where you can do it. Okay, so
what is it?
guys, I think I've answered this. Sorry,
what is that web page test report? Web page test report.
I think it's a client side report. That's what it is. Okay, you see capture navigation time on Chrome, IE, and Firefox during the peak load test for a geographic region. Okay, so powered by web page test, generating a web page report for will add additional time 10 to 20 minutes after the test user stop to run the test. Okay, looks like after you have stopped the test, maybe it will take 10 to 20 minutes to generate this report. Okay, so maybe it will, I don't know. Okay, so probably I'm thinking it will give you the client time, end-to-end transaction response time. Whenever we talk about response times, right, there is client time, there is server time. Usually if you create the scripts using web HTTP HTML, all you calculate is the server side, but looks like using this, it looks like you can calculate the end-to-end transaction response times, which includes both the client time and the server time. This is just my hunch by looking at this, guys. Maybe somebody who has done it can confirm it. Okay, you see capture navigation timings on Chrome, IE, and Firefox. So which means that it is calculating the client time as well. But somebody, maybe you can go to learn and double check that. But based on what it is written here, this is what I'm guessing. So it's going to give you end-to-end response time, or it might give you only the client response times. Okay, so you can take the server time and client time, and probably you can add both of them. So you would have to do more research on that. Okay.
Okay, thanks.
So yeah. Okay, so that's about it, guys. So see you maybe in the next free webinar. I don't know when it will be, on which topic. And by the way, this Sunday there will be one more free webinar on this topic. Okay, so the topic will be what is that, Fiddler, and what is the other thing, Fiddler and Wireshark, right? So Wireshark for performance testers. Okay, so this is the free webinar that is gonna have it this Sunday. Okay, so if anybody is interested, it will be close to 1 to 2 hours. Okay, so how to use this Wireshark for performance testers and what it is used for, I'm going to cover. I mean, we in Isha, we are planning for that session. Interested folks can join that as well. It's going to be free. And please spread the word, guys. Maybe your friends, whoever your performance testers are interested to learn something like this. Every week may not be every week, or we'll try to add one or the other interesting free webinars for you guys. Okay, please spread the words. Thank you. I'll put it on my WhatsApp status, guys. Okay, so if you send me a WhatsApp hi, I'll add you, and you will be able to see the WhatsApp status, and from there you can get it. Okay, most likely we haven't. Okay, so what you have to just say hi on WhatsApp. Say hi on WhatsApp. Okay, then I'll add you to my broadcast list, and then I'll be able to send this particular information to you, and you will be able to check my WhatsApp status as well. I'll usually post it on the WhatsApp status. Okay, so make sure you come to my WhatsApp network so that you will be able to do it. From your side, you say hi, guys. You just cannot put, and my WhatsApp number is +91 801 995 2427, so that you come to my network, and then I'll be able to, you can check on my WhatsApp status. Okay, so we from Isha, we are planning, and by the way, anybody, okay, anybody in the class, you have certain knowledge on any tool, okay, knowledge on any tool, and you want to share it to the world, please let me know. We will be able to arrange the webinar with you. Maybe Saran, maybe Hassan, maybe Karthik, maybe anybody in the class, okay, maybe on Fiddler or maybe on Jmeter, certain topics, maybe let's say on Jmeter for web services, Jmeter something, whatever it is, your load for mobile applications, whatever the knowledge that you wanted to share, please let me know. We'll create a webinar, and there is a platform, and you can share your knowledge to hundreds of people out there. And what are the advantages? Kumar, I am sharing my knowledge. What are the advantages? Okay, so you have any future plans to become a trainer? This is a wonderful platform. Okay, your name is being shown to hundreds of people, and you already have now given 2 webinars or 1 webinar, and you know how to deal with people, how to teach people and all that. So, and yeah, your name is out. Okay, lot of people now know that a person called Sarin is there, a person called Karthik is there, he's good at teaching, he is expert in blah blah blah. Okay, so you have hundreds of other advantages as well. Okay, if you have any knowledge that you wanted to share, there is a platform. At least you will have 50 to 60 students coming, that too knowledgeable people, okay, who will be posting the questions to you guys. So please let me know, let's share the knowledge and make the world a better performance testing world. Okay, let's create a better performance testing world. Okay, that's the only request I have. Okay guys, so I'm disconnecting. Thank you for joining, and last 15 minutes, I know I've bored you, but you have bared with me. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Kumar.
Thank you. Take care.
Thank you,
Bye-bye.
Kumar. Thanks for your.
Thank you. My pleasure. My pleasure.
Thank you, Kumar. We'll catch up you later. Thank you so much.
Thank you,
Thanks,
Kumar.
Ayappa. Thanks, Ayappa. Thanks, Sheetal.
So Kumar, I have one question, final last question.
Yes, Veera, go ahead.
Yeah. So I mean, like you said that like you are running multiple trainings, right? So, but you are saying that you are taking the session after 6 months. So, are you directly giving any trainings, or you are have a group of other trainers?
Right. Yeah. Are you interested in training?
Yeah.
I am looking for a lot of trainers actually. I know I am losing at least 30 to 40% of business because I don't have trainers. You don't believe me or not? Okay. So you want to be a trainer? Please touch base with me. Who is this speaking? Ayappa, right? No. Veera, right? So yeah, please touch base with me, Veera. I will enable you to become a trainer. I'll create a platform. Okay. First, usually this is what I'll do. First, I'll give you 1 or 2 students. Okay. This is multiple ways it helps you, so that you become comfortable with the trainings. You are not talking to overwhelming numbers, and then your coursework is streamlined. Okay, in that first session, all that is comfortable, I can get the feedback, I can give you the feedback. Now the second session, okay, we can go with 5 to 6 students or 5 to 10 students, okay, depending upon how many registrations are there. And from there on, I can give the continuous batches. If you can give two batches, if the reviews are good and you're good with multiple tools and you can handle multiple tools, okay, so what I can do is I can give you continuous batches. There are trainers who do 4 batches with me, 5 batches with me, depending upon their timelines, okay, how much they can spend. Okay, but you should be ready to train for 1 student or maybe 20 students. Okay, depending on the technology, it could be 1 student or 20 students might be coming. You should be able to, but first batch, it will always be 1 or 2 students. Then depending on the demand for the tool and how good you are training and how much we can pull in the people, it could be anywhere from 5 students to 10 students or even 15 students. Okay, just that you know. And we are looking for a lot of trainers. Whatever you can teach, come to us. Okay, we will. But our skill set is in automation and performance. This is where we can guaranteely get to the students. But other technologies, maybe we can get lower students, but we still can get students. Okay, so Veera, please touch base with me, and I can help you out. And let me stop the recording, guys. I don't know where to stop the recording. Just give me 1 moment. Yeah, stop the recording. Stop your recording.